are now tuned in to the FrameZ Show.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Frames with the Frame Show. You know how we do, bringing that flavor to your ear. Hold up. Somebody bring me a beer. We got a very, very special guest in the building today, man. I've been a fan, I've been watching. We done met, we went out, linked up at a show, man, and things just been natural, man. It's been all love. I want to give a big shout out, man. Everybody welcome Swisha Sweet Pete.
Yo, what's up? What up? It's your boy Swisha Sweet Pete, 5 Beach 2 Trill in the building. Let's get it.
That's what's up, man. How you doing today, bro?
I'm good, vibing. Everyday vibe.
Right. Yeah, man. So the first time I had ever heard about you, we had Matt Wrights on the show. And Matt Wrights named you as one of his favorite artists.
Oh, damn, respect.
When he said your name, I was like, that's dope. I don't know who that is, but now I got to find out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and shoot, not long after that, we met at the VA's Got Talent and the Frequency event. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was dope. You know what I'm saying? That night was actually a pretty cool event. First time I had been, there was like two parties going on at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was really dope. I had a good time, and they were raising. They had stuff for the homeless at there,
actually,
right?
Yeah, it was an event with what was the name of the guy?
Yeah, man, it was real dope. You know, I came in and shout out to Ron Lamont. He had already told me about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's my guy.
You know,
for sure.
I threw in my donation. You know, make sure because I always like to at least help out where I can. You know what I'm saying? So
respect.
I thought it was a real cool idea and everything. It was all good vibe that night. I mean, real good vibe.
Yeah.
So that's what's up, man. But so jumping into the interview, man. Where you from, bro?
I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia, 757.
Born and raised all your life?
Born and raised. Yeah, my whole life. I mean, I'm back and forth from here in Norfolk, but for the most part, I'm from Virginia Beach.
That's what's up, man. Shout out 757, man. You know, we out here.
Yeah, out here.
I grew up in North Carolina.
Oh, what part?
I'm from a little town called Beaufort.
Okay, I got family in New Bern and Wilmington.
Okay, my people live in New Bern, so shout out to New Bern.
Hey, family, let's go.
Shout out my boy Clapp, my brother, man. He out there in New Bern.
Okay, shout out.
He be back and forth. He be up here a lot now too. So
that's what's up.
That's gonna be another link that'll probably happen here in the near future. You know what I'm saying? So definitely between what VA and Carolina, man, it's the scene. The scenes are a lot. They got a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of differences, man.
I never really I performed once in Carolina, but it wasn't enough to grasp how the music scene was out there.
Right. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, I feel like in order to grow, you need to make yourself accessible to everything.
Right.
Well, not even everything, just to something. You feel me? Because some people's egos are so big to the point you don't even want to work with them just because they feel like they're a superstar already. But at the end of the day, a lot of people out here are on the same level no matter what they think. So it's like networking is just another tool for you to just become bigger than what you are in the first place.
Right.
So
a big thing I noticed, everybody about the bag, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, you gotta be about the bag, but at some point you gotta. Me and Ron has talked about it before. You gotta stay humble. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's one thing to spend some bread with somebody and make sure that it makes sense. You know what I mean, on both sides. Like I can't just make sense for one party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's for. I won't keep downing people, but and what I dealt with coming up, that's what it was. We would spend money, it would benefit the side you're spending with, and it don't really benefit you like you think it does. But that's where you learn from those experiences and just move forward from that.
Yeah, it's part of growth anyway. So.
Right, yeah. So how long you been doing music, bro?
Sure, I've been doing music for a while. I mean, I actually started off playing the violin. That was
what?
Yeah,
Word?
Exactly. Yeah, Image probably doesn't
Hold up,
show
man.
that.
We're gonna get you. I'll get you a violin over here, bro.
Hey, I got one still.
Hey,
I still
that's
got my
what's
own
up, man.
violin.
Yeah.
That's how I started off doing it. As far as music, I started off playing the violin. I was in the orchestra class, and then as far as rapping, my older brother rapped. So when I was younger, I kind of looked up to my brother as far as whatever he did, as a little brother would do, just following the footsteps. So he was rapping. I was like, shoot, let me try rapping. So I dropped a song when I was in high school, and the feedback the next day I dropped it in high school, the people, they were fucking with it so much. I was like, oh shit. So from that point, that kind of made me push just to keep doing
I
more
gave you that
of
spark. Like,
it.
yo, I can do
damn.
this. Like, this is good. Yeah.
Yeah, they really fuck with it. So I
Right.
just started doing that, dropping like videos that I did myself.
Right.
Because I used to shoot videos back in the day. I recorded it and edited it myself.
Okay, yeah.
So stuff like that. So once I built traction off that, I just basically just started doing more and more of it. Started being more consistent with it.
So something I talk about a lot of times on the show. When I was in high school, we used to sit at the lunch table, man, and hit the grinding beat, man.
Oh, yeah, for
Everybody
sure.
gonna drop that freestyle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure I feel like that's like worldwide. Like everybody did that. I've talked to a few that they didn't even know what that beat was, and I was like, damn, man. You got to remember. I don't want to keep remembering that I'm getting older, but we are getting older.
That. Yes, we are. Yes, we are for sure.
But that's dope, man, and that's something that I feel like even if it's as simple as that, it's something you connect with the next person on. It's like, hey, we did the same shit. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, it definitely came from that era when they grinding and freestyling at the lunch table and stuff.
Yeah, man. I miss those days, man. Those were
the
easy days.
The easy. That's when music. That's when you did like when you rapped. You actually rapped. It wasn't a fad.
Right.
Like if you did it, you did it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So it was kind of special back then. Now it's like everybody's doing it. So it's like, oh yeah. Like if somebody tells me they rap, I'm like, all right, let me hear what you.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
It's different now.
Everybody's a rapper now.
Everybody's a rapper,
and almost everybody can be a rapper at some point.
It's kind of watered down now, but you know, if you with it, you with it.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you say, how you said it's kind of watered down. I think that you guys, your whole crew, I think you guys have your own sound, and there's a lot of people that I listen to, and I'm like, yo, okay, he sounds just like blah blah blah,
exactly,
whatever, and I don't give it the time of day.
Exactly,
and, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
And
same way.
And sometimes I feel guilty because I'm like, yo, maybe I should like listen a little bit better, and but I gotta hear something, you know what I mean? And if I don't hear it from the go, like from the jump, then
exactly.
I mean, shoot.
See, that's
what
how
am I supposed to do?
With like even with my writing process, like when I go through beats, if I don't hear it from the go, I'm on to the next one, and I'm on to the next one. So it's like if I don't hear it at first, I'm probably not gonna give it a chance today. And I'm biased like that. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's fucked up because that's me in general.
Right.
So it's like,
nah, man, you gotta be like that.
Yeah, for sure. So
I will say though, sometimes there's been some beats or stuff, something because I used to do music myself. I used to rap, you know what I mean? Spit some bars,
Okay.
Y'all might catch something one day, but it ain't gonna be anytime soon. When I would listen to beats, like same thing like you're saying, like, if I didn't hear it from the beginning, if it didn't hit me, throw it, next, like, you know what I mean? And but there's been some times where I'd hear a beat, and when I first hear it, I'm like, well, and then it'll somehow get put right back in, and then it's like, hold up, okay, like, you know what I mean?
That gets thrown into a category, like there's a potential beats, like I got a potential probably maybe if I come back to it, I hear it. But like I tell people all the time, I don't like to say I write music. I like to tell people I write vibes. You feel me? Because when I write, if I'm not feeling it at all, I'm just gonna. Like, I feel like there's no time limit or time pace that I'm at when I'm writing a song.
Right.
I know a lot of people, they try to finish a song right then and there. But if I'm not feeling it, I'll go on to the next thing.
Do something else.
Exactly.
You gotta be in the right space, especially mentally and everything. Like,
and I don't force it. It's like when music, if I'm not in the writing mood, I'm just gonna just stop and just do whatever. And it doesn't necessarily have to be music. I just do whatever. Like, boom, I'm gonna go outside. I mean, smoke a blunt, because that's what I do. I smoke weed, the best of the best. But yeah, I might do that, come back to it, and then if vibes is there, you feel me? So it's like, I don't force no vibes at all.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's good. I mean, because I do know people that will force it. You know? And sometimes it, it works for certain people. You know what I mean? Some people need that. Like, they need to force it out. You know what I mean? But I can't force anything, man. If it ain't flowing, then
it ain't natural. Everybody has their own way of doing things, but my personal way is I can't force nothing. So if it's not genuine and if it doesn't flow like water, I'm just gonna come back to it. You feel me?
Talking about beats, man. Is there any particular producers that you mainly rock with? Or?
I mean, right now, shout out to Nico. He's part of the team. I got a producer in London. He's actually 16, 17 years old. His name is NG Beat Plug.
Nice.
Yeah, he's in London. We got a lot of dope stuff coming out. My engineer, Bless the Genius, he actually records my music. There's there's a few more. Like, don't beat me up if I'm mistaken.
Hey, we
like,
can't.
yeah,
Sometimes we just can't get everybody.
Exactly,
You know,
but yeah, there's a few local artists that I'm actually working with that have some. Najee, VA Beats. Yeah,
Okay.
he's one of the guys that I'm actually working with right now. He has
Nice.
some heat, and I actually got an album coming out soon called Dolphins, and I actually got a conglomerate of all of those producers on it. So
Right.
it's definitely a
That's
vibe.
what's up, man. That's what's up. Anything I can imagine, anything coming from you is gonna be a vibe.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I'm about. You know, I feel like I'm a walking vibe myself. So
you know,
the album is definitely going to be a vibe.
Right. Yeah. So in going into your vibe, man, I've been bumping calisthenics.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, that's
Appreciate
man,
it.
that's a dope song, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, even my son be bumping it.
Okay,
now. Like,
that's
he was
love.
like, "Yo,
Respect,
Dad, who's
respect.
this?" Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a dope song. It's got a real good vibe to it, and then the video was hot too, man. Like, you out there running, getting exercise,
and that was all real.
Yeah.
Actually, my engineer, he does videos too. Blessed Genius. He actually shot that video too.
Okay.
So it's like I told him at the jump, I was like, I don't want to fake anything. I want you to actually get me out here in the ocean front, like really getting it. So all that running and pull ups and all that was real. He was just recording. I was just in my zone.
Well, that's good. I think and it kind of goes to the song that like you had like as artists, you need to do stuff like you need to work out. You need to keep yourself in shape. You know what I mean? Because shoot, you get out there performing or whatever. Like them breaths, you gotta keep that breath.
Trust me, it's
trying to dance and yell,
jumping,
and
hopping up, getting
so.
live, and then half the time be on stage, not sober. So it's like all that takes a toll, or it plays a part at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I do really like that song. And you had another tape. It's definitely in my playlist. The song, the main song is I'm a Mess.
Okay, yeah. I could just drop that. Yeah. Shout out to CK Production. He actually shot that for me.
That was dope too, man. That was real nice.
Oh, appreciate that.
I've definitely, just so you know, it's definitely in the playlist.
Oh yeah,
we've been rocking it. You know,
I respect it. So, that's what's up.
Yeah. So and I don't put just anybody in my personal playlist because
Oh, that means
it's a
lot.
vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that means a lot.
You know how it is. You riding out. You driving to work or whatever it is you got to do. Like, you get that right vibe, man. It's everything. The day just becomes better.
It does. Yeah.
So I rock with that, man. So what is it? I know you said you got an album coming out. You said called Dolphins.
Dolphins. Yep.
So when we got a date on that? Or
I don't have the exact date for it, but it's coming sooner or later. I would say.
So sooner or later.
Yeah.
Huh? That's dope.
Very sooner or later.
So you think like in this quarter?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Well, I want to see in this quarter. I would say probably I'm aiming the latest February. Well, latest February. Okay. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So it'll be this quarter.
Yeah, it'll be this quarter. Yeah, latest February. That's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So any other projects you working on? Like
me and Dago actually working on we're actually working on a project right now. So actually you can expect a lot from me and Dago coming in the near future. With the whole 2 Trill, shout out to Young, Sarah Nicholas. But yeah, we actually have a lot of collab projects that we're about to do.
That's what's up. Shout out Dago, man.
Yeah, for sure.
He knows how I rock, man. We done talk, you know what I'm saying? So we'll get him in here next, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a whole sit down for everybody. So, so with Dolphins, you got some more videos coming? Or?
Oh yeah, actually I have a lot of videos coming so I'm just kind of just like smack people in the head with it. I have a majority of the songs on Dolphins I have a visual for.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what's up. I think 50 put out an album one time. He had a video for every damn song.
What was it?
Was it Animal Ambition or was it Massacre?
It was the Massacre. Yep.
Oh man, yeah, he had a video for every song.
Every song,
like,
yeah.
And because I think in that time frame, which I think is still a thing now, like that's what people wanted. They wanted to see the visual with every song, like regardless if it's the single, if it's when you're pushing, like they wanted to be able to see that visual.
I mean, that's how I really genuinely push my music anyway. Like if I don't have a visual to it, I probably wouldn't release it as just a single unless you just catch the album. So that's kind of how I release my music, with a visual along to it. Because that's like the day and age now, people want to see what the hell you're talking about or see who's speaking,
Yeah, I'll take back to a previous interview I did with DJ Derek Jeter from, he's down in North Carolina. Shout out to New Carolina. But he said people or consumers eat with their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
For
without that
sure.
visual, if you just got the song, like we all might listen to it, but that might be it. Like we might
Yeah.
listen to it to one time because you played it for 'em,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and then but when you put the visual behind it, especially if it looks professional, everything looks good, like,
Mm-hmm.
and it can't be no half-ass stuff because
Yeah, for
some
sure.
people put out some half-ass videos, but when you don't, when you take your time and you do it the right way, like it definitely draws people back
Mm-hmm.
to that. You know what I mean? Even to watching the video, getting those streams up, or going back to iTunes, Spotify, and downloading the song, or
Yeah.
or going and buying the song. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I truly believe that, and I think that's something that every artist should definitely keep in their head. Like hey, okay, I'm definitely pushing this song. I definitely need a video. I need to do something
Yeah.
something good for this.
Especially if you're not a national artist, or if you're not even, I would say, put on
Right,
in the
right.
public eye. Like nobody really wants to hear an audio of somebody they don't know who
Right.
they are. You
Right,
feel me?
yeah.
So a visual just brings it like, okay, this is this guy and he made the song. Oh,
Right.
okay, I see where he's going.
And I bet those guys, the first thing you already know who it is, man.
Yeah.
No, bro,
Exactly.
we don't know who
Man,
you
that's,
are.
I
You know what
never
I'm
say that in
saying?
an interview. You already know who it is, your boy, Swisha Sweet Pea, because some people don't. You feel me? So it's like, it's your boy,
man.
Swish. And I mean, introduce myself.
Right,
Like,
right.
that's
Yeah.
who it is. So
It's funny because I used to say that shit too.
No, me too. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not
I
even gonna
used to
front, man. I
already
used to
know
get
who it is.
you already know who it is, man.
Yeah.
Like,
But then I started hearing people say, I'm like, yo, I don't know who you are.
like
So I'm
once
like,
you hear yourself or hear somebody else say, it's like, hold on.
like, damn, I really say that.
Yeah,
Like, let me
right.
switch it up.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's dope, man. Well, speaking of like your projects and stuff, your videos, a lot of people I've talked to, apparently 2020 is like the year for videos, man. Like everybody I've talked to got a lot of videos coming out. And,
Yeah.
which is dope because I can't wait to see all of them. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit back and put them right on the TV and just what I'm saying, let them play. But where like when you started, you started in high school, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did it all happen for you? You know what I mean? Because right now, like, you doing it, man. Like the other day, every time I look on your story, bro, you in Vegas, or
Oh,
you
that's
in
second
you
home.
out in Cali, like
Second home.
like you
Yeah.
just what I'm saying, you making moves, you doing things like where did it start, man? What happened? Like what I'm saying, how did you get to that next level?
Okay, so I started doing music in high school, boom, with the videos here and there, and then but the group that I was around,
Right.
there was really no, like, I was always the youngest in the group,
Right.
like with whoever I chilled with. So I was chilling with older people, but it seemed like they didn't have that ambition. So when I was 18 or 19, I told everybody, fuck it. I booked a show in Miami on a showcase.
Right.
I rented the van out. It was a 15-seater van that I rented from Enterprise, and I grabbed all of the homeboys that were down to go.
Right.
Everybody chipped in. Me and my homeboy, we drove to Miami, which was a 17-hour drive.
Oh yes.
It was.
It
It was
is.
definitely
It's long,
experience. It
man.
was a long motherfucking drive. And basically went out Miami, and they never been outside of Virginia.
Right.
So I was like the reason that they got out of Virginia. So after
Right.
that, they were like, yo, we actually out in Miami. And then we seeing I wasn't even old enough to get in the bar.
Oh,
You feel
man,
me? Not
yeah.
even old enough
Yeah,
to drink, but I
like-
was in there performing.
Right,
so
right.
after that experience, we kind of just were like, yo, I like what you're doing. So I kind of had a team following me. So from that, we went to South Carolina State University, performed there. We went to Atlanta. We went to a lot of places off the idea of like, let's just get it and see what happens. So
Like take a chance. Like,
yeah,
let's
take
do
a
it.
chance. Yeah, and I was young, so I was like, yo, fuck it, just take a chance. I always been good with money. I always
Right.
saved. So it was like, yo, let's just do it. Even though if I was putting up most of the money, they still
Right.
came. So after that, we started doing that. It kind of died down for a little bit because, I started when I was like 17, 18. I got older. I started messing with some women, you feel me? So,
Hey, hey.
I took a few
Sometimes
years.
they get the best of us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
especially
saying?
young. And I was
Yeah,
messing with
yeah.
like a female that was 10 years older than me. So I was
Oh,
20
man.
messing with
Yeah.
a 30-year-old. So
Right.
for like a few years, my mind was kind of clogged. Like I
Right.
never completely stopped doing music. I know I probably did like a little bit less than what I needed. Should be doing, but it was kind of a slow process. But once I got out of that situation, I kind of jumped right back in where I left off. So it's like now I don't wait on nobody. Like I'll take a trip to Vegas by myself.
Right.
You know, just cause I know that's what I need to do.
Right.
I can't wait on nobody. I just came from LA 2 months ago at the Revolt Summit. I performed there.
Okay, nice.
I'm in Las Vegas probably like every other 2 months. Shout out to my boy Drummer Boy and D Nice, who's the top promoter in Vegas. So just doing all this stuff on my own, not waiting for nobody. I met a lot of plugs, a lot of networking people, a lot of good people in high places that I wouldn't have met if I would have waited for somebody else to come with me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of where a lot of stuff jumped off.
And that's, you said, not waiting for people to come because, you always want, your crew or whoever, like your close friends or, your brother, or your sister, whatever, you know what I mean? You want them to be involved and you want them to go with you every time you go somewhere.
Every time.
It's like, yo, I could go over here and do this. Let's go. And then, sometimes people hold you back. You know what I mean?
Sure. Nah.
And they may not do it intentionally or like, people got lives or like whatever. And some people just ain't willing to take risks, the
That's
big jumps and leave the area that they're comfortable in and go somewhere else and hope that things are going to be okay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it takes that.
It takes it.
Especially as an artist, it takes that to get out there and get those connects.
As an artist or as an entrepreneur, you feel me? Like you got to take that risk. Like my first time actually doing it was I was like 21 and I went to Miami by myself. I'm talking about I was 21, like lit.
He was out there wilding out.
I ain't gonna lie. I was on some boozy shit.
Right.
This is what I did. I wasn't even like popping. Right. I still hired a personal security guard to go to the strip club because I knew I was gonna get fucked up.
Right.
So I did that, and that experience just doing it by myself made me like venture out and be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Vegas next. Fuck it, I'm gonna go to LA next. I'm gonna go to Atlanta. Right. To the point where I'm racking up these miles on this fucking freaking flyer shit, you feel me? That's like, so now
you can fly for free, like
really, like to the point. It's to that point. So it's like sometimes it takes that leap of faith to get to where you want to go. Basically, exactly, it's all about leaps of faith. We only live once. You know what I mean? So it's like
YOLO, right? Is that still a term? My
kids
kid's gonna tell me I'm cringe for saying that.
But it's a fact though. You only live once. Just
for sure.
Do it the way you want to do it. Fuck what everybody else thinks. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, if you go and people are willing to go along and come with you, hey, that's what's up. If they not, then hey, sorry for you.
Exactly, because you never know what it could turn into. You know, you just never know. But the only way you'll find out is if you do it.
Right, exactly. A lot of people I've talked to, especially growing up, friends of mine, different things. Like I call it people stagnant, man. They stuck. Sure. You know what I mean? And a lot of people they talk about the trap or whatever, like because it's a trap. Like you're stuck in that situation.
It is. That's why they call it a trap.
Exactly.
It is.
So like it's good to see people that are willing to. Okay, I'm going out of here. Like I got $500 in my pocket. That's enough to get me boom and let's do this. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think you just try to have something set up, something in line.
For sure.
For sure. But take those, take those risks, man. Like, do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know.
You do.
I mean, look at you now. Look at you now.
Never know.
I watched you on Instagram. You said one day it was on your story. You was like, damn, I'm bored. Fuck it, let's go to Vegas. And then I was like, is he really about to go to Vegas? Yeah. And the next thing I know, like
on the plane,
you at MGM, like you know what I'm saying,
like, and met up with Neo,
right? Oh,
the singer, yeah. Shout out! If you ever go to Vegas, make sure you link up with my boy VIP with D Nice. He's definitely the plug out there. He's like the Godfather. Every time I go to Vegas, I hit him up. He makes sure we good. No line, VIP, boom, we in there. It's like a celebrity experience, So shout out to D Nice.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. Hey, next time you go, you know what I'm saying? Let me know.
Oh, for sure. I definitely got you. Definitely got you.
I had to make that trip, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to Vegas.
Oh, so, man. It's definitely a place. It's definitely
right.
You got to check it off on the list.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. So aside from all that, man, how is it for you, man? Like, how do you take all this in? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you going and going all these places, coming from Virginia Beach, like not to say Virginia Beach is not a big
it's not
area, but
it's not.
It's not like when you come from here, when you were born here, you went to school here, you grew up, like how does that feel now to be like, damn, like yo, I can go to Vegas whenever I want, or I'm in Miami next weekend, like what's up? Like,
it puts me in a different like mind frame of how a lot of people out here think. Like a lot of people that I know haven't even left Virginia,
right?
So I could understand where they're coming from, but sometimes it takes leaving to understand where I'm coming from.
Right.
Like,
for sure.
I know I'm crazy. Like I got a crazy mindset, you know. But sometimes
it's artistic.
It's artistic, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to explore. You feel me? Because Virginia, I feel like there's a dark cloud over Virginia. You know, every time I come from Vegas, I come back. The energy is different. It's way different. I feel so free over there. Come back, it's like, damn, I feel the restriction. It's like an energy. And I'm a big like.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I believe in energy. You know. Then when I come here, it's like there's a certain energy in Virginia that just makes people want to settle. That's the best way I could put it. Makes people want to settle with what they got. You feel me? But
they feel like that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you know? This is a retirement state. Like if there's 50 states in the U.S. And not one of them's a retirement state, Virginia is. Because I come back, I'll be like, I could see how somebody could get trapped.
Right. I had a conversation with somebody not too long ago about how, you know, coming up as our parents and grandparents will tell us is like, that's just how it's supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to you're supposed to get a 9 to 5. You're supposed to work. You're supposed to pay the bills. You're supposed to get married and have kids.
Reproduce.
And, you know, and just live, you know, work for 40, 50 years and then, you know, and then retire and live to be old and you made enough money to get by, but you didn't, you know, you never went to the Bahamas or you never went to,
you have one life. Do what you want to do. See, I feel like the difference between me and a lot of artists or a lot of people in Virginia in general, I'm not afraid to fail. Like I work at 9 to 5. I work at Pepsi, you feel me? But if I were to lose my job tonight or tomorrow, I wouldn't feel hurt. Because I'll be more interested on what's next to come. You feel me? So
everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. I feel like, and personally right now, like where the mindset I'm at, I feel like my job is putting a cap on what the fuck I want to do. So I wouldn't say I'm like kind of waiting for the day I get fired. I wouldn't say that because I'm blessed for the money that I get from them. But it's just like if it happens, I'm mentally prepared to do what the fuck I got to do, basically.
That's good, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, man. On that note, man, we're going to take a quick break. You know, we got some bills to pay. We'll be right back.
You're